but what it brings up is how should we view remakes? Because I've always taken the stance of you should bring something new to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at Scorsese's Cape Fear or something, that's approaching that same basic plot line with a completely different angle, with kind of like a shades of gray morality angle.
Right.
And so it felt new. This Footloose, it only feels new because it was made this year.
Okay.
But I still liked it. So, but on the other hand, I'm thinking maybe since we're going to be inundated with remakes no matter what, maybe we should look at them like revivals of plays.
Yeah.
Well, sure. I mean, why not?
I mean, it's appreciated on the stage. Maybe we should accept that that's where we're going with movies too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good way of looking at it. I mean, not everything in a remake has to, not every positive thing about a remake has to be, due to some improvement in the story or the plot. It could be just in the improvement of, like you say in this one, with the dancing itself, which is very key to that movie, I would think. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, remakes go back. I mean, the first remake I saw in the theater was in '76 for King Kong, and now that's not a great one to start out with, because that's just, I mean, that movie, I guess, post September 11th has a kind of weird sort of vibe to it now, but otherwise than that, I mean, we do have two excellent remakes in the '80s, The Fly and The Thing. You look at things like that, and you look at
this weekend we have another The Thing this weekend.
We have a prequel to The Thing, I guess, is what it is.
Right alongside
the
Footloose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's 1980,
but they're not bad.
1983 all over again.
Yeah, but it's not bad.
Whatever.
I mean, remakes go back to the beginnings of the movie industry. I mean, Ben-Hur is a remake. Ten Commandments, I think, is a remake of The King of Kings. I mean, you get all these different.
Yeah, sure.
I remember when they
remake.
Yeah, I remember when they remade the first film ever made of the guy sneezing. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Yeah, they made that like the next day, didn't they? Didn't they remake that the next day?
Yeah, I mean,
probably.
Some remakes deserve. I mean, look with the gangster films like Scarface or something. That's a really interesting update.
That reimagined it. Yeah.
I mean,
but what about but the movies that don't reimagine?
Well, now, what do you?
Well, I mean, those are bad revivals. Those are the revivals.
Footloose doesn't reimagine it.
Name me one.
Actually, Footloose. I mean, because actually, if you watching Footloose, the first Footloose in '84, it seemed like a naive, preposterous movie.
Right.
It was. It was kind of like a throwback to something like that would be made in the '50s, the late '50s.
Now,
true.
Fast forward 27 years, and it takes place modern day. It's even more so.
True.
Right. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
A town that outlaws dance. The one thing that the movie does add that the original didn't have is it shows what led to that decision to ban dance.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. I mean,
that doesn't make it any less ridiculous.
Right.
Yes,
right.
But,
of course.
But I mean, is so is the movie demonstrably funnier in any way?
It is funny. Yeah, it is very funny.
Let's look at a remake that is,
but intentionally so.
A good remake, a really awesome remake. Would be the French remake of Fingers, On the Beat That Skipped My Heart. I mean,
right. That's
an awesome thing. Or The Departed.
Oh, you mean
the remake of Infernal Affairs? I mean, there are some interesting. I think the thing that we don't like, I think the thing we're all in agreement with is the scene for scene, shot for shot remake. We don't appreciate because it brings absolutely nothing.
Yeah, the boring
like a waste
remake.
Of time.
The boring remake. The remake that makes you sit there and go, well, why did they bother to remake this when they didn't do anything with it?
Do that.